So today in this video, I'm going to recreate that video which I have created I think in October 2020. So in this video, I'm going to recreate that video because I think I have deleted that video from my hard disk. And uh, in that video, my voice is too low, so that's why I have to create that video again. I read some comments that people are having problem to hear my voice, so that's why I'm going to re-record that video. And most of the logic is same, but I'm just changing a few things. So I have created this scene using some kind of assets and a train. So if you want these assets, I will provide the link in the description box. By the way, these environment assets are not mine. So if you want to use these assets in your commercial projects, then ask their provider first, and then use it for your commercial projects. I have imported the Cinemachine and created an virtual camera. As you can see, my virtual camera settings. You can change body type to third person follow, and I have just simply dampening to change dampening to 0. And if you want to copy these camera settings, you can. So as you can see, I have simply created an empty game object under our player. So I have simply dragged this camera look at game object into this follow and look at field. And this is nothing, just follow target, simply empty game object. So you need to change your player tag to player. So if you don't do that, then camera will behave weirdly, because the camera collision will detect player itself. So it will stuck inside the player collider. So you need to change your player to something like player, or you whatever you want to tag your player. So I have simply selected this ignore tag to player. So a camera will simply ignore this tag and collide with the other obstacles if we have changed this tag to untagged. So as you can see, so camera will stuck inside our player. So that's why it is important to change your tag to player or something other if you have other kind of players. uh, okay, that's why I have just selected this player tag here. And this obstacle section will simply ignore our player and collide with the other obstacles like ground, trees, etc. As you can see, when our camera collides with the ground, then it will simply not going beneath the ground. You can see if our camera will collide with some kind of obstacle, then it will slightly goes forward. So that is whole about obstacle section. Now it's time to create animator. So I'm going to create an folder, and inside this folder I'm just going to create an animator controller. I have simply named it as player animator controller. Inside animator window, we need some animations. So I'm going to just create this blend tree and name it as movements. So all our movements is inside this blend tree, like moving forward, forward, back, forward, left. And I'm just going to select here blend type to 2D simple directional. So it will give us two parameters, and we simply create these parameters uh, oh, to handle our forward and forward, backward, and sidewise movement. So we already have one parameter, that is float. I'm just going to call it as x move, and the second one is y move. So these two parameters will handle our movements. So just select this y move in this parameter field. I'm going to create some motion fields and quickly fill them out. Now it's time to fill these motion fields. Uh, Let me check what we have in our animations. So we have uh, three or four kind of animations. One is idle, second one is jump, and third one is running. So we don't have our forward right, forward left, right, left, or backward animations. So first we are going to just simply create uh, two animations from this running animations, that is running forward right and running forward left. So that is our running forward right, and the last one is our running forward left animation. So we need to check loop timing and bake into pose. So for offset, I remember the value which we have used in that video, uh, which I'm recreating. So that is 30 offset, and we also need to check loop time for this forward right. This is forward right, so I think we need to change that offset. Let me check. Yes, this is forward right. We need to put here minus, and for forward left we also need to check these boxes. Here we are going to simply put 30, and now just simply hit apply. Now we have our forward right, forward left animation, which we have created using our running animation, but we don't have our walking right, left, or backward animations. So I'm going to just download these animations from mixamo.com, and I will be right back. So here is our animations which I have downloaded from mixamo.com, and we need to simply change the rig to humanoid. So let's change this. So select humanoid and copy from avatar, that is AJ avatar, and hit apply. So now these are our animations, and for this we need to check our loop timing, and I'm doing the same for our backward right or backward left. These are the same steps which we have done in our forward right or forward left animations. So I'm going to just fast forward these steps. Now after tweaking our animations, just simply drag appropriate animations to its field. So before going forward, we also want our jump animations. So I'm just going to simply drag this animation and call it as jump, and creating a transition from movement to jump and jump to movement. So we need parameter to control our jump transition. So I'm just going to simply call it as is jumping, and in this condition I'm just going to check if we are jumping. If our parameter is true, then we need to simply transition from movement to jump state, and we also need an is grounded. So I'm just going to create is grounded, not trigger, that is type of boolean. So I'm just going to delete this and going to create a boolean for this is grounded. And we also want another condition to go inside jump. If we are not on ground, if we are falling from any kind of edge or some kind of slope, so if we are falling, then we also need to go inside this jump state. So for this transition, you are just going to select here is grounded, and if is grounded is true, then we are going to this moment state. So now it's time to create an script that will handle our animations. We need to create some variables to hold our hash IDs of parameters. Unity will created a function that will convert our parameters into an hash ID. That is very useful. So it is good practice to use integers uh, instead of strings. So that is our parameters. We are going to convert this into an hash ID. So that hash ID will do not create a kind of garbage in our memory. So that's why we are using hash ID instead of using strings. So I'm going to just to create these hash IDs. So inside this player motor class, we need our animation controller script reference. So I'm just going to create this reference and name it as animation controller, and grab a reference of this script inside a wake function. So I have planned to change some functions for this video. So I'm going to create three functions. One is going to handle our jump animation, and another one is handling our is grounded parameter, and the last one is going to be handle our movement um, animation. So we need to grab a reference of our animator. So I'm just going to grab this reference inside awake. So I need to tell you that our animator not is inside our parent object, that is inside our child game object, as you can see. So instead of calling get component, we are going to call the get component in children, because our animator component is inside children game object. So that's why I'm going to use get component in children. So I have created these functions as you can see inside our jumping animation. I have created an parameter. If our parameter is not equal to that value, so we need to change this parameter to this value. So these two functions are similar. I'm just going to show you where I have implemented this. Inside this player movement animation function, I have created a parameter that is vector2, and just setting these floats move x and move y according to this value. Now now inside our player motor class, so I'm just going to show you. There is, in this if statement, I'm just uh, have just to put it here false. So this parameter will handle our is grounded boolean parameter, and inside this else statement I have just to simply write it down. This is grounded function is true. So when we are moving, obviously we are grounded, and jumping animation is false inside this condition. And if we are falling, then we also need to make this is grounded function false. So now just drag our animation controller script onto our player game object and just hit play. Okay, so I forget it again in this video to drag our animator onto our animator component. So I have made the same mistake. So that is an coincidence. So after dragging our controller, simply uncheck this box, apply root motion, and now hit play. So okay, as you can see, our logic is working together and everything is working fine. Our player is jumping, moving, um, moving forward left, forward right, backward left, and backward right. Our left or right movement is not working. What has happened? I think I have done everything right. So here we found the problem is nothing, just I have forgotten to check these boxes, loop time and bake into pose. So remember this to check these boxes. Now hit play. Now as you can see, there is one mistake. I forget to check the loop time, and now everything is working fine. So hope you like this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you like this tutorial, and subscribe to my channel. This will really help me out, and see you in the next video. If you want this whole project, then let me know in the comments, and I will, if more than one person will need this project, then I will definitely update this project inside the description box. So let me know in the comment section.